Nagareddy, turn on your camera and start with your introduction.
Mm, Thank you. Yeah. Good evening, sir. My name is Nagari. So I have around 5 years of experience as a cloud DevOps engineer. Primarily, I have been working in AWS services. Basically, make sure to secure and cost efficient purpose. For that, I have to use some of the services like EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, and I am using S3 as a simple storage service. And even I do use EKS and Elastic Kubernetes services, and even for databases purpose, we are using RDS and DynamoDB. And I'm for automation purpose, basically we're working on a Terraform. I'm expertise in Terraform to create resources. And coming to DevOps side, basically we can working in a CI/CD pipeline. So for that, we have to use Jenkins, GitHub, and Docker for containerization purpose, and we do use Kubernetes for deployment purpose. And even we also implemented Ingress controller and chart, and even we have for auto scaling purpose we use an HPA. And we also implemented some of the monitoring tools like Grafana and Prometheus. And in one of my project, we basically work on Jenkins CI/CD robust pipeline. We have to create in a such a way that we have to reduce like automation deployment time in like up to 40% as compared to the previous project. Here I do integrated all the like open source DevOps open source like our Kubernetes and Dockers, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Sagar, now introduce yourself.
Yes, Sandeep. 1 second. Yeah. My name is Barry Sagar. So I have about 6 years experience as a DevOps engineer. So I started my career from the programming background. So mainly I'm working with Ruby on Rails and the Golang. So and I use the Python for the automation. So mainly like later on I moved on to the like DevOps. So where I specialize in the automation, CI/CD pipelines, and Kubernetes and the AWS cloud infrastructure like through the Terraform. So currently I'm working in the project at Data Techno. So when I joined here, like most of the AWS infrastructure was manually created here. So my main task was here like to my primary responsibility was like to automate it using the Terraform. So like here I build the reusable modules and the providence resources. So such as like VPC, EKS, and RDS and IAM roles. So like when basically, so even I manage here the separate workspaces, which is of like production level. So I manage the production and the even the staging level. So on the other side of the application role, so here I containerize the application. So with the RISE application using the Docker. So and I push them to the images. I push the images to the Dockerization to the Docker app. So then I deploy the Kubernetes cluster using the deployment and the services. So and here main thing is like I kept on the working on the for example like here troubleshooting part. So mainly here I made a connectivity between the backend and like the Rails and the PostgreSQL. So backend connectivity. So particularly with the password authentication, which is required for like both the community secrets and the database configuration. So before this, I worked at the BlackBerry project. I worked on the BlackBerry project as like as a DevOps engineer here too. So my focus was here to like design the Jenkins pipeline. So which is integrated with the GitLab commits. So here I created the multi-branch pipelines. So with the stages such as like preparing, cleaning the workspace and the building and testing process. So completely it was like automated through the Jenkins pipeline. So additionally, I have the hands-on experience with the progressive delivery stages of like Canary deployment project. So I worked on this. Yeah, and I missed the monitoring tools. Yeah. So the monitoring tools I worked on, like I used the Grafana for the monitoring.
Okay. Okay. So, so like if I want to copy all the data in EC2 machine to S3, so how we can do?
So data from local to S3.
No, not local. From EC2 machine to S3 bucket, I need to take every time I need to do some backup to your S3 bucket. So how we are going to do?
So okay, in this case, like we can use AWS CLI from there. So we configure that with AWS configure. So then we copy AWS S3 and copy and the path of that. So where that file text will be there. So we copy that and we give S3 and the bucket name. So that like whatever in the EC2 machine that we can copy here directly to the S3 bucket.
So are you going to write a script?
Yeah, we can write the script or like we can just write, we can do it in a one command. It's an easy command like the copy AWS after configuration. However, the configuration is done right. So it's just like one line command. So instead of writing the script, we can just do it in a one command. AWS S3 copy the path name and the bucket, the path of that bucket name. So then the task will be done.
Okay.
So even in case, IMA role is attached also, then it is very easy to copy that. No need to again configure the AWS config.
Yeah, even if you are attaching roles also, again, to every time to take a backup, definitely we need to write a script in the
Script, like the cron jobs we can do. Like if you wanted to specifically take a backup on every weekend, so or like Friday, then definitely we write a script and we put it in the cron jobs.
Yeah. Okay. So take an example. So if the master node goes down, okay. So what happens? So suppose master goes down after 1 hour or 2 hour, the master is up. So what will happen to the etcd? So will it delete all the data, or will it preserves the data like whatever the cluster state?
So in that case, if someone like first thing, so ETC will just what that EC to do is like it will like key value storage. So the Kubernetes uses that like the it's like a source of the all the pods and secrets, everything will be stored here. So usually it will run on the master control, like a master control plane nodes. So this is what exactly like etc do. So on your scenario based, like see if I have only the one master, so on that, like if it goes down, like what the EC2 will do, like it will automatically it will cut off, like it will go down. So the cluster itself, it will become like unavailable. So we cannot access that. Like the control plane operations will be down. So even the however, like if the existing pods working will be continue, but again we cannot reapply that. If we cannot if the pods die again, we cannot deploy again to that until the master node gets corrected, or we need to deploy to the new workloads else.
Okay. So what was my question? Like I only forget the question.
No, your question
If
is
you
like
are
easy to like if the master
if
node goes
if the
down,
master node goes down, master control close.
what will happen?
what happens
Yes.
to
No,
etcd?
no. After backup.
So etcd will persist all the Kubernetes state on the disk, means in your EC2 machine. Okay. Even the master goes down and again it comes up. EC2, I mean etcd loads all its data from
But
data directory.
for that
Okay.
we have to configure multi-master, right? If we
Yeah, yeah.
maintain it on
If you are going
single
with the self-hosted, definitely we'll go with the
multi-master.
multi-master only. Yeah, even if it is goes down, so another will be up. So, but that will be a headache again, because every time we need to monitor again. We need to configure multi-master, means that will be a huge task. It's very complex to configure. Okay, so
What
that's
will the company suggest? Do we want to implement?
every like I work for almost 3 to 4 companies.
Huh.
Everyone they are going to use cloud EKS or AKS. Okay,
Okay.
no one is interested to go with self-hosted. Self-hosted, like if they are going for self-hosted, definitely I told you right, like banking
Managing,
sectors.
yeah.
Those who are not interested to give a control to the master.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. For this, I can ask you some same question. Okay, like
Okay.
okay. So as I like said, so in case the master node will take care by the AWS, correct?
Yeah.
So don't you think we are giving power to some external to manage our master?
Yeah, but we have to trust the cloud, right? Because all our applications are implemented in the cloud itself. So
Okay, so tell me what are the pros and cons in this? We are giving the authority, the master into the AWS. What are the pros and cons in this case?
the first thing is if we want to use EKS, we cannot log in and work with the nodes. AWS will manage on itself. And the advantage is we don't have to manage everything. If we use self-hosted, then we need admins to monitor the EKS cluster, the whole cluster. Then there will be no more number of people has to work for managing, for administration, for monitoring purpose. But if we use EKS, then it will be completely managed by AWS. And even if the nodes goes down, we can use auto scaling for node increase.
Okay. Okay, Amrita.
Yes.
Yeah, answer the same question.
Actually, I missed the question.
Okay. Okay. Jairam, you can ask the same question.
Yes, sir. Like our EKS is in AWS, so we can trust or not, like that you are telling, right? So yes, actually, whenever we like run our EKS in AWS, like so the AWS they can access like our data, like in so we cannot fully trust them. So we can use here like more security, like by enabling like some IAM roles or by using KMS. So we can encrypt in this way.
Even if we configure everything security purpose, there will be a backend service which somebody can directly access from the servers itself. So still we have
KMS
to
like
trust.
it will be in the cryptographic, right? So it is like not easy to decode the data.
So my question is different. Like why here KMS comes?
Like
He's mentioning about credentials to
yeah, data only, right? See, if EKS is in AWS means what they will access? They will access only the data in the EKS, like what are the parts in the
In the EKS
ETC.
itself, like our application will run in EKS. So if you want to do some any data you want to store, you can go with the EBS. My question is because see, you are giving entire control of master to AWS. I'm asking that question. You are giving control to AWS, then so it is not our control, right? Then what? So all the cluster details, whatever, how many parts, so this will be under AWS control. So tell me what are the pros and cons in this? That is what my question.
Pros is AWS is fully managed. Like AWS will scan for the vulnerabilities, and whenever the EKS will down, it will make it available in the multiple zones. And the cons means we cannot fully access EKS, like control plane. We don't have access to the control plane. And Another thing is the whatever we the EKS which is in the AWS, so they can easily, if they want, they can access our EKS, and the data will not secure that much. And then these are the pros and cons.
The data security, anyway, like we are keeping in EBS, that is not a problem. Okay. Amrita, now you understood the question, right? Tell me.
Yes, so if AWS only maintaining means, so we'll be having a security. It will take care of a full control. So we no need to manage in separately, and it will be highly available. If any pods will be spending based on that, it will create automatically the nodes. Scalability will be used here, and the disadvantages is so it will be more cost, like if we are going for that, and we will not be having a full control on it. It will, the AWS only will be managing full, and yeah, this one.
Okay. First, in this question, like you need to answer like, so what is the advantages of using EKS? Okay, so no need to maintain master node. It reduces the ops burden. Okay, so built-in HPA and security. Okay, so master will run on across 3 availability zone by default. Okay,
Okay.
and if I do auto upgrades, that will be taken care by the AWS. Okay, so we will only pay for worker nodes, not for the master. These are the advantages. If you come for the limitations, we don't have direct control over etcd and control plane. Okay, if there is any AWS outage, so our control plane may be unavailable. Okay, so in this case, so you can, so this is the limitations. Like, so while we giving up some control, we will gain some reliability, reduce ops overhead, and also some service level authentication will be available. Okay, so don't include SLA. That will be again. So you can tell them, yeah, while we are giving some control, we will gain some reliability and reduce the ops overhead. So that's why we are going with EKS. Okay.
We can include this one too. We can directly take the backup of the EKS using AWS backup service. So AWS provides that one too. So this will be an advantage.
See, in every tool there is a pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell them like, even though if you are giving some control, so we are getting reliability means, because see, if I go with a self-hosted Kubernetes, again I need to go with the master node. So every time I need to monitor those master nodes. If it is one goes down, again we need to troubleshoot that. We need to invest so much of time on that, right? So if I go with the EKS, so AWS will by default it will give you some reliability. That means your master node will be available in 3 availability zones. Even if one zone is gone crash, another 2 will be available. Okay, so these are the advantages.
And
Okay.
also we can integrate the other AWS services for monitoring purpose, for EKS monitoring.
EKS monitoring, that's what, like you can, you are going to monitor only worker nodes, because we don't have any master
Control,
nodes
yeah.
monitor. Yeah, that is the limitation. Okay. Yesterday I asked this question, right? Like if the master node is not working from last 2 days, like can we access the application?
Yes. Yesterday you answered about this.
Like
Okay.
pods, whatever pods are running, they'll be running. Only no new pods will be created.
Okay. Because existing workload will continue running on worker node. Okay. If it is, if the once that pod is restarted, it is not able to deploy a new pod. So on that time, we will definitely will not able to access our application. You can tell them that Like, yes, if the pod is never restarted until after 3 days, we can access our application. If in between those 3 days, like if it is the pod goes down, so then we can't access our application. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Okay, tell me one thing. Like now you deployed a new version of your application into Kubernetes. Okay, so developers and testers are complaining you. So how you are going to troubleshoot and how you are going to inform to the developers?
So if we have deployed the application, then the first thing that we have to do is we have to roll back the application for the previous version. So if the bugs continue, so there will be the end user problems. So after rollback, then we have to check the logs of the previous the version that we have deployed, and we have to check the configuration, each and every configuration. After checking, then we can have a call with the developers about the issue. So whatever the issue that we face, then we can have a call accordingly. If the issue can be fixed by the ops team, then we can directly fix the issue by working on our own. If there is in the need of developers, then we can connect with them and work with them. There may be an application issue or even the infra issue, or even there is the new code that they have implemented may not be supported by the infra or the plugins. So it depends.
Okay. So first we need to check the logs. Okay. So if I am getting any 404 error or 402 error or any unauthorized access, then the secret may be expired. Okay. Then I will try to update in the secret. Even though after updating also, if you are getting same error, you are not able to access your application, then I will go with the describe. Is there any configuration issue? Okay. Even though if everything is checked, still the application is not able to access, then I will roll back to the previous version. For previous version, if it is working, then there may be a code issue. Then I will inform to the developers to change the code to push it once again. Okay. So first we need to check the logs and we need to check the secrets because sometimes secrets may be expired. You are able to, it is not able to connect to a backend DB. So that's why data may not be coming. So on that time, you will receive like 404 or error, something like that. Okay. Okay. Nagareddy.
Yes, Nandini.
Okay. Suppose I have 3 worker nodes, okay? Node A, node B, node C. Okay. I want to deploy my pods in all other nodes, not in the node A. So how are you going to do this?
If I want to install all the different node means I have to create a separate workspace for each and every namespace. So I have to if my pod has to be deployed into the 3 worker nodes, no, sir?
No. See, there is a 3 worker node A, B, C. Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to deploy my pod into node B, node C, not in a node A.
Okay. So I need to restrict to the worker node A, but I need to deploy my pod has to be worker worker node B and worker node C. For writing a YAML file, I used to be restrict to like deploy my while writing deployment file. I have to restrict to because I have to create namespace for different namespace for each cluster. So I do while deploying my pod, I have to give only the namespace which is related to the worker node B and worker node C. So based on this, while I'm writing for YAML file and deployment file, so I give the namespace name
See,
and
for every every application you will write a deployment. I'm particularly asking, I don't want to go with the node A, I want to deploy into node B and node C.
Okay. Uh,
Into the node.
yeah, we for that we need to write a cluster all binding here. Make sure that we're not able to.
Then you not understood the concept correctly in the Kubernetes.
We can use the node selector if we want
Node
for
selector.
Oh, okay, okay.
Labels and selector we'll use.
Yeah. We can go
Node
for
If you
label.
want to scale,
We
yeah,
can go
we
with
can go with
affinity and
the-
anti-affinity.
Affinity and anti-affinity we use.
Yeah, we can use two ways. One is node selector.
Yes,
If you're going
node
with the
selector.
correct matching label, then you are going with the node selector. If you don't want to go with the node selector, if you are not going with the correct matching label, then we can go with the
node affinity.
node affinity. So we can affinity. So in the affinity, so that is the meaning. If I ask you the node affinity, we'll explain. If I ask you in this way, you are getting confused.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like restricted through the cluster. So I'm thinking our back. So yeah, that's I'm confused.
Okay, the same question, Amruta.
Yes.
For example, in Kubernetes cluster,
Hmm.
I have 10 nodes. Okay, I have one pod. Okay, which I have to deploy to same on node A. So how do you do that?
The pod should be deployed in only node A, not all the pods.
Not all
Yeah,
the
we
pods.
can. Whatever the labels we use, that will be matched to the node one. That labels and node selector we can mention in the node label and pod selector we can use there, so that it will look for the labels matching. Then only it will deploy.
So how we are going to? Okay, apart from node selector, how we are going to do?
Yeah, pod affinity we can use here. So if any other pod should not means I can go with taint and toleration. If the pod toleration if I added, then it will be deployed in the particular node. That toleration is exception is there for the particular node. If I taint the node, the toleration is given to the pod, then it will be deployed there. That is also one method.
Sagar.
So we can use the node affinity. So here what we do, like we specifically we match that expression, or we can use the operator in, and we give that label of that particular. So operator in and that value of that pod A. So then by this it will work.
Okay. See, by using the node affinity, we can do this. We can label the node one as some tolerant. Okay. So like in the affinity, in the node affinity, we need to write it like node A is equal to something. You can specify that in the YAML file. You need to use some keywords. Is there, right? In is equal to
Yeah.
node one A runner, like whatever the name you have given in the for that node, you need to use in your deployment. So we will go with node affinity. Okay. So in EKS, okay, I have started a pod. Okay, the pod is running. Okay, somebody deleted that pod. Okay, so or somebody changed the deployment scale from 1 to 0. Okay, so now I want to know who did that changes. So how we are going to check?
With logs, we cannot check. I think logs it will not display who changed. Means if we are restricted with access.
No, he is also from DevOps. He is a new
Okay.
joined to our organization. First 2 days, like you given access to him. But think like I have 650 members. I can't ask you everyone, right? If you ask you also, no one will tell you. I only deleted that part. So how you are going to check? See, I want to know who did this.
I am not getting.
Mhm.
Oh, we can check the history of deployment.
See, is not. I'm asking like a part. Even how you are going to check deployment? Tell me first.
kubectl history deployment we can check for we'll use for rollback. We'll be checking the whatever the deployments we do, right? That was
Yeah, but my question is, I want to know the username.
username. I don't know how to check the users. No, I'm not aware of this.
Yeah, so Rohit.
I was just confused with the question. Can you repeat it once straight?
Like, see, someone has deleted the part.
Okay.
I want to know who deleted that part.
Okay. Then I can. Okay, for checking the logs, also the pod will be gone. Can we check the logs of? Sorry, we have. If we have implemented the EKS cluster in the cloud, then we can go for CloudTrail. There we can access.
So in the console, if he delete, okay, it will capture it. Suppose he log into the cluster, there he deleted,
then we can check the etcd cluster. It will capture all the information what who has done all. The logs will be stored there, right? We can access the logs and check that information.
how you are going to access etc? Tell me.
We have. I don't know the command you shown on that day. I have to check that one again. We have to log into the etcd and we can check the logs.
Okay, Sagar.
Sagar is not in the call.
Okay. Anyone knows like how to track?
Basically, we have to restrict it to RBAC. Before that, we know like who are the persons to get access. Like we create a role for that, and we attach a role to the specific users. So we get to know who. Like in that only we can come to know like. So,
There is a command I forgot to check the logs.
If you know, you can let us know, so that it will be helpful.
In the API calls, like if you are going with the AWS console, definitely in our CloudTrail, it will capture it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have IAM access, all those things, if you did it manually. If you are going with cluster level, okay, so then you need to enable your Kubernetes audit logging should be enabled. In your AWS console, go to EKS cluster. In there is a logging tab. Okay, enable audit logs. So set the destination to your CloudWatch logs. Okay, or your S3. Okay, so in this way you can configure. If you enable audit logs, so if anything goes wrong, or so what you need to set the condition like, so what you are going to monitor or what you are going to check. So if the part deletion, like you need to specify the SQL query. Okay, they are in the JSON format. You need to query. So those things will be saved in S3. Okay, it will continuously will send. So by using that, you can configure a CloudWatch. Okay.
Can you? So, do we want to create and then check, or is the option directly available?
There is an option. There is an option is available already. So if you go to AWS.
Let me share my screen. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Where exactly is that option here?
Go to EKS cluster.
AKS. This is the AKS.
Have you created any cluster here?
No, not created. But
Yeah,
that's
there is a cluster.
Inside
Okay.
cluster, it
After
will
the
be there.
cluster, it will be there.
okay.
So you should have some cluster, right? So ಅದಿಲ್ದಲೆ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋಣ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಿಡಿ.
ಸೊ ನಾನೊಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ AWS ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಕ್ಲಸ್ಟರ್? ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ರೀ. ಎಪ್ಸಿಲಾನ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ, ಇದು AKS ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲ, AKS ಇಲ್ಲ, AKS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. AKS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಎಂಟ್ರಾ ಐಡಿ ಇಂದ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನೀವ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ IAM ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ, ನಾವು ಎಂಟ್ರಾ ಐಡಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ GSK account, they need to be come up with Entra ID only. Okay, so Entra ID by default it will capture all the details. Either you are going with the cluster, either you are going with console, everything will be captured in the Entra ID. Okay.
ಈ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಥಿಯಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ರಾಫಾನ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಯೂಸರ್
ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಕ್
ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾನಿಟರಿಂಗ್.
Cloud Watch by default metrics, CPU, memory, network input, output,
okay.
all those things. Okay, if you want to configure any page, one page, who are access more on one page, if I want to track it, so for your business purpose, then we can integrate through Grafana and Prometheus.
Okay.
This is just for alert triggering Grafana, Prometheus. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಅದೇ ತರನೇ ಲಾಗ್ ಮಾನಿಟರಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ALK. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲಾಗು ಎರರ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅಥವಾ 404 ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎರರ್ ಟ್ರಿಗರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ದ ELK. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೈ, these things need to be captured, I will go with the Prometheus and Grafana. Okay. So next question. So okay. So Niharika, can you tell me what branching strategy will follow?
Basically, we do have a master branch where we have a bug fix code, and for the production ready code, we merge it to the master. Upon the master, we create a dev branch where our developers will be working on the different different developers will be working on the source code. Upon that, if any features of the certain application are developed, that will be developed from the feature branch itself. In the feature branch, we have to have a user acceptance test where if the user accepts the application as it is or without any errors, there we create the bug fix branch where we can clear whatever the bugs has occurred in the branch, and then we merge it to the dev branch. After merging it to the dev branch, if the ready is a production, if there are no errors in the dev branch, then we merge it to the master branch. While the code application is ready for the production, and in the production there is any issue has occurred, we go on with the hotfix branch where we make a temporary change, we make changes, fix that bug, and merge it to the master, then we keep it to the production.
Okay. So think like, okay. So some developers would have to write some description about what they are trying to push. Okay. And also there are certain standards need to be followed. So for this, so we use pull request template, correct?
Yes, yes.
So if I want to restrict, so as a part of this template, what are the things you will keep and how do you enforce this template for the pull request?
uh, how to, like, whatever developers are working on the code, they make changes, right? After making changes, they'll send the pull request to the admin, where the admin's role here is to whether the pull request they have sent, like, the changes they have made are in a proper way, or without errors, he'll check, if you consider an application like so he basically reviews whatever the changes he had made. If the reviews are correct and if there are no errors in it, then he'll consider that and accept the pull request and merge it to the dev, based on some standards that we specify.
No. Amrita?
When there is a pull request, so we should assign to the person particular. They should be accepted or reviewed by some higher author, like a team lead, like that. It should be added, and there should not be any bugs, and they should not be allowed to directly merge to the hotfix or master branch or dev branch. That will be restricted. And
Yeah, tell me first, what is my
and
question?
whenever the pull request for that time, what are all the method you will follow?
No, actually.
So I am asking, like, when someone raises the PR, right? So how we want to restrict them? Okay. So we need to follow some standard that need to be followed in every organization. Okay. If when they want to raise the PR, okay. So we need to restrict, like we need to write a template. Okay. If they are not mentioning any ticket number or anything, if they are not mentioning in that PR, it should not be merged into your master, because think like I have 1,000 files. In 1,000 files, if someone, some 100 or 200 developers are working, like how we are going to know? So these changes are related to which ticket, or these changes are related to which changes of our application, right? So, so in
Yes.
this case, we need to enforce some certain standards, right? If they are not mentioning any certain standards in your commit, we should not allow them to merge into the code.
What are the standards?
Yeah.
Actually,
Before
we
merging, the status should be green. That one, like
no, actually,
so.
while
If
writing the PR, actually we attach our screenshot, like whatever. First thing, the Jira ticket, what they assigned to us. So we make a note of that, and first thing we will mention what are the task has done in that PR. So before writing that PR, we will mention that, and what are the assigned tasks we completed with the attachment of the task completed. Like if we are created important pods or deployment, so we capture that and we attach that image also. So
No, no,
after
this is for developers. You can think like, so
okay.
if
Actually,
this
I
ticket
also
is,
yeah.
yeah, so I will tell you. So we need to write a PR templates, okay? PR template should be placed in your .github slash your whatever the template name you need to be add, right? So .md you need to keep in your GitHub. So what are the things we need to mention in your PR template means title and description. This should be there. Otherwise, we should not merge to any base branch. Okay. So next types of changes, like it is a bug fix or new feature or documentation. Next, if you are going with the testing, verification, if the ticket is assigned to QA, so they should add the unit test cases, CI/CD status, everything they should add, right? If there is an impact in the production, they are creating the hot fix plans. So in this case, we need to mention like impact or resource risk. Okay. So these things will be added in the PR templates. So anyone knows how to write a PR template for this?
No.
One example I will send you. Okay. So this is like one example. We also not implemented, like in the interview purpose. I'm just asking, like we are also not enforcing any templates. Like in Sandeep is working, right? Another Sandeep DS.
Hmm.
So they need to follow
Yes.
because they are using multiple repositories in a single repository. That is called Git submodules. Okay. Git submodules means in one repository we have 50 to 60 repository will be there, because for if I am going to create each functionality for one repository, again they need to maintain around 300 to 400 repos. Okay, so that's why they will go with the Git repo and also enforce PR template. Okay, because the entire work, whatever the C and C++ they are doing, right? So almost 100 to 150 developers will work on same project, because each one they will develop with a different functionality. See, ಇದು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿರೋದಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಾಯಿ ಶೋಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಡೆಮೋಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಎನ್ಫೋರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಕಮಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್, they are not allow you to raise the PR itself. Okay, they have written that condition. If you are not writing a comment, when you are working on a Git, so we'll put like Git commit -m, this is the file 1, file 2, like this you will practice it, right? If you type the same thing in their company, it is not allow you to raise the PR itself.
This if example their description types of change, everything is there. If anything is missed, where we are restricting in
That's
the
what in
Git.
Git there is, you need to create a one separate file, template file.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
One second, ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ನಲ್ವಾ? So these things you need to commit and you need to push it under .github. Okay. So whenever your PR is rising, then this template will be activated. Okay.
Okay.
So whatever you are mentioning in that template, so it will captures. So if you have any doubt, like there is one channel ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ
I worked on this, Sandeep. See, like actually in our team also, my team lead has set up this. Okay, so they will keep the rules, certain rules. So before raising PR, like what I mentioned, no, we need to add some like images, testing images and all. So what they do, they will put some restrictions. We should follow that, like attaching the screenshot and which PR I am working on, I should mention that, and which particular task I am working, I should mention that. So this is only this is,
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ಶಾಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದಾ? ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ
yes, Sandeep. I will put my old I have some old repos, so I will put the screenshot.
Okay. Yeah. If you have that, so you can explain to them, like
Sure, I will send that.
because I never implement, because this should be taken care by the developers, but nowadays they are asking for DevOps also, so that's why I asked this question.
Okay.
See, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಈಗ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ನಾಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ these questions. In some companies they will ask you in depth in Git, like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so in some companies they're going to ask like explain your team structure, okay, and how do you fit into the team, okay, and how your team operates, okay. So in this time, like you can tell them like whatever the tools, like we have 6 to 7 members in a DevOps team, so we will distribute the task accordingly. Like some, I will pick most of the task on Terraform and Kubernetes. And also, if there is any, even though I also work as an on-call support, if there is any application goes down, so we will report immediately to the customers. Like that, we can tell. Okay. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ?
Yes.
In some companies, they intentionally they are going to ask you, like how many are there in your team, okay. So you need to tell them like so we have some 6 members, like we will choose the task accordingly. Like I will choose most of the task on Kubernetes. Again, they will cross question you. I mean, you are not going to work on any AWS. You can tell them like for one sprint I will take Kubernetes, in another sprint I can take AWS. Like this, I am going to pick the task. Anathara heli. Okay.
Hmm.
So,
Sir, here mostly we use like by tickets only we use or emails, both tickets and emails.
emails,
we
both,
use, right?
both.
And we can mention the ServiceNow tool also, right, for the tickets? Because I have experience on
In my
ServiceNow.
company, we are using ServiceNow. See, it's a entirely your colleagues, how you are going to communicate with your colleagues. Okay. Because in our company, so they will send you in the chat, like, so we'll do in work according to that. So they are not going to, even though they are not going to create any ServiceNow ticket also. Okay. Because I am here been like for 2 years, like they are not going to create anything because we are only 2 members. So anyway, they will know either me or another person will pick. So they will text it. Okay. So likewise, if your organization has so many members, like 5 to 6 members, okay, then definitely they will create a Jira service now to track. So what are the tasks you have completed? Okay.
Okay. Like we like you are supporting for client only, right?
Yeah, multiple clients. Even we have some own products, internal projects. So that one also we will
Hello?
handle.
The Google Meet is showing the call will end now.
Oh, okay.
That